Hello everyone, I'm Mary Teresa Duggan and I'm a trained teacher and I'm a certified breath practitioner and the author of Miracles, the Magic of Life, showing how the power of the breath can help people transform anything at all they want to change in their lives, whether it is relationships, health, money, spiritual awareness, meditation, inspiring you to live and radiate your own truth, radiate your divinity. And I have here with me in this interview a lovely lady by the name of Ros Coleman. Ros is a professional psychic artist and teacher and guide. Ros has many gifts that she offers to people, assisting them in whatever way they want to be assisted. Through her visionary spirit, she is able to help people know their pathway and then lead them into spiritual maturity, wisdom, and fulfillment. We would love to hear about Ros herself and her work, so I've much pleasure and joy in introducing Ros Coleman. Ros, you are very welcome to this interview.
Mary, good morning. Hi.
Lovely to have you here, Ros. Ros, with all your experiences and what you're doing with people in every way, when you hear the words fullness of life, what does that mean for you?
What that means to me, Mary, is really living in the moment. And it's taking each moment at its own value and being in awareness of that moment. And where possible, making the choices that make that moment as divine and full as possible. Because what we have now.
Now.
That's what it means to me.
Isn't that amazing, that word now? Living in the present moment.
Very much so, very much so. And it's almost like sometimes we're presented with situations where we have a pathway where we can make a choice where perhaps we could say to someone sort of like, oh, I'm fed up with you. Or we could say sort of like, hey, how lovely to see you. And we could just make one choice that goes that way or that way, and the choice that we make will have an effect on that moment and whatever happens in relation to that other person. So that's what that means to me in terms of fulfillment. But of course, I bring my fulfillment into the creative. Very much into the creative process, and I bring that into my relationships as well.
So it's really, when we speak of fullness of life, your creativity is throughout your whole life.
Yes, it is. It is. It isn't just on paper. It's a way of being. Yeah. I see it as a way of being.
That's a lovely way to live.
I try. That's my intention.
Would you ever know or think of a time in your life when you didn't feel that fulfillment?
Oh yes, very, very much so. I don't know whether it's the creative aspect or whether being a medium, I'm sensitive, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm very sensitive, but that extends into the emotional body as well. Or the emotional energy that I have. And there was a time a few years ago when I did actually feel completely, through circumstance, and I do believe now that it was a set of challenges that I did have to walk through in order to understand more about what it is that some of the people that I have day-to-day relations with go through. But a series of situations, one after the other, after the other, after the other, where I lost a great deal. When I say I lost, a lot of things in my life changed. New things, old things went out, new things came in. And I suppose each time this happened, my system did not have time to recover from the last blow. So it was quite big things. It was loss of marriage, home, close people who were close to me. And I found myself feeling that I had been completely deserted, even by those in spirit who I knew were looking after me. And that probably was the hardest time I have ever had in my life. And at that time, I learned to take each moment at a time, because you see, I was trained very well in something called what we call stress management. And at my lowest point, where I could have made a choice to stay or go, basically, I thought, well, just a minute, could things possibly get any worse? No, no, they couldn't. Okay, so with my training, what I will do is I will put everything that I talk to other people about into practice myself and just see how it goes. So it was literally taking each moment at a time. When I felt very, very deeply low, I would simply look up and say, give gratitude for being on this planet, gratitude for the colour and the love in my life, even though I was not feeling it. And bit by bit by bit, as my attitude and my spirit, I suppose, improved, so my life started to improve as well. And this didn't happen overnight, but it happened. And now I have a wonderful, wonderful new life, full of new things, new people, and I could not wish for more. So yes, in short, that was a slightly long answer, but yes, there was a time, and this is what has put that belief and that way of being into my life on a really moment by moment way.
You showed tremendous courage during that time, so you are obviously a courageous woman. And
I was going to say probably a little bit bloody-minded as well. Could edit that bit out if you want
maybe
to.
that helped.
Yes, I will hang in here. It will work.
Well, would you be able to put it into words then, your method or your means or your system of bringing yourself back on track? Yeah.
It's finding stillness inside, and then if my emotions aren't doing what I want, I use my brain, and I use my brain to say, do this, and I make that choice. I make a choice. And it means disengaging from emotions sometimes, and it's just doing it anyway.
Right.
Just doing it anyway. It works.
It works.
And you will know.
Yeah. Isn't it wonderful when you've found something that does work for you?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is. And I really count myself truly blessed. Truly blessed.
So, Ros, you say anything you want to say, Ros, don't let me interrupt you. But if somebody comes to you and they're struggling with an issue, how would you handle them?
First of all, with stillness, and what I would do, see, everybody's different. What I don't do, I will acknowledge people's situation always acknowledge their situation, but I will always encourage people to find the positive, always. There is always a positive, even in the darkest times. There is a positive for that. And the reason for that is that I believe that every situation has a flip side. It's like a coin, that in order to know the joy and the beauty and the love in life, if we have known the opposite, then we can understand the other side. And through that, if we can understand that, we come out stronger.
Yeah. Yes, that's wonderful, and I'm sure your clients would find that so, so helpful. Sometimes, even though we know these things, and you are teaching a lot of new things, but sometimes we know some of these things, but we need somebody sometimes just to prompt us, don't we? Think of the positive.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I find that most of my clients are creative clients, and they tend to. It tends to be at the moment that people think, oh well, I can't paint. I think too much. I get into it. My paintings aren't good compared to other people. And what I find myself saying to everybody is, well, look, you're completely unique. You cannot compare yourself with anybody else. And I look at the art that I do, and I'm one of these people that says, whatever you do, it's not good enough. It should always be better. But then I have people saying sort of like, oh, well, Rose, when I look at your art and I see mine, it could never be as good. And I'm looking at their art and thinking, wow, how do I get such talented students? They are just so amazing. So it's all a matter of perception and attitude. And what I try to do is sort of get everybody believing in themselves and what they do. And with the community that we have, the Art of Creative Consciousness creative community, we all kind of support each other. And I have seen students start with scribbles on the page. They go, wow, look, I've done this. And then, 6 months down the line, Mary, the work that they're creating is astonishing. It just blows me away. My students just blow me away. They're wonderful.
They're just so uplifting in your spirit and in their spirit, isn't it, Rosalind?
Yes, it is.
It's amazing.
And I believe that I'm guided, and that there is, what I see, the work I do, Mary, I see that the whole of the planet at this moment needs lifting. It really needs lifting. There is so much conflict, and we might look at it, we might call it darkness or whatever, but I believe that our world needs light, and it needs beauty, and it needs joy. And with every student, and as you will, I believe, will identify with everybody that you touch with your gift, it is like a light that turns on and shines brightly in that world, in that corner of the world. And each person that does that will radiate that out to those around them, and so we lift the light.
I think that is so amazing too. I believe that too, Rose. We might touch so many people, as you said, hundreds, maybe thousands, but each one of those people will touch the world in their way as well, and that's how it must ripple out. Yes.
It does. It is. It's like dropping a pebble into a pond and then just watching that ripple out. And as more pebbles drop into the pond, they ripple and they touch each other. Yeah. And yes, I see it very much like that.
It's so good, Ros. So, Ros, how would you choose to express and experience your abundance, your joy, your love, your energy?
How do I choose to express it?
Yes. You're so full of abundance.
I think it's sort of like in that moment, in moment to moment, when one meets someone new, it's kind of looking at and seeing the spirit in them and seeing the God in people, if you like, and acknowledging and recognizing that the same essence of God or creativity and beauty runs through everybody, and that really, we are all one, even though individually we have a different face and so on, but we are all very much one.
And isn't that an amazing gift and freedom when we can see that in every person we know, every person we meet, every person we think of?
It is, and we can know it, but when we actively engage in that consciously, then we really know it. It's in every fibre of our being.
And would you believe that as we give, we receive, and it's only when we receive that we are receiving the fullness, like I think it's in the Course of Miracles where it says, as I give, I receive, until the giving and the receiving become one.
Yes. Yes, I do. Very, very much so. And I think even if one is feeling the deepest sense of lack, and you just start giving thanks, maybe giving a violet or a flower to somebody, that comes back through any different source, and it does feedback. It is absolutely true that what we give, we receive, and we receive in abundance. And I think very often one can miss some of those things that we do receive, which is much. And I think when we give gratitude, we're sending a message to the universe that says, oh, I have got so much, I'm so grateful. Of course, the universe feeds that back, because that is the law of attraction, isn't it?
It's so amazing.
It's beautiful.
That's wonderful. So what are you most excited about at this time in your life?
Oh, I'm excited about... I'm 62 years old, and I'm excited about bringing new energy into my business, about writing my big book, my new book, and putting that out, and about the new course that I'm going to be running in April, May this year. It's a lot. I find a lot to look forward to.
How would people get in touch with you, Ros, if they wanted to know about your course?
Well, what people can do, Mary, is they can look at my website, which is roscoleman.com. There are contact details there. Or also to email me at ros@roscoleman.com.
That's easy.
It's very easy.
Yes.
Ros Coleman everywhere.
So, Ros, is there anything else you would like your listeners to know?
I would like everybody listening to know that the spirit of light and truth and God, if you like, runs through you. You are God's child. You are a creator, and you are completely and uniquely you. And beautiful for that.
That
is what came.
That is amazing, Ros. And you feel guided, don't you?
I know I'm guided, Mary.
Yeah.
I know I'm guided.
And would you say that's an easy way to live?
I think we need to go with our own guidance. That's very important, our own higher guidance. But when one is unsure, and just find a stillness for a moment inside where you relax, you breathe, ask a question, and then just let that say, well, what do I do? With the stillness inside, the answer will come, and you will know what to do. It will feel the right thing to do.
Yes, because the answer to every real question is deep within ourselves, isn't it, Ros?
Indeed it is. It is. And yes, it is. I was going to go off into a long, very philosophical speech there, but the essence of that, absolutely true. It is within ourselves.
Well, Ros, I thank you so much. You've told your listeners just so much that they can learn from what you've said. And now they know to be in touch with you. They can talk to you some more and find out whatever. And maybe your course sounds wonderful, because you do this artwork with people, don't you? And bring out the spirit.
Yes, that's right. I help people to bring out their creativity in an intuitive way, in whatever form that takes for each person. I call it psychic art, but in a way it's intuitive art. And there are many people, I found a lot of my students find me by accident, and they feel that they have been guided, or they have a passion to create and create intuitive art, and they don't really know where to go. So what my course does is it guides them through the process, helps them understand all those things that they don't understand about any aspect of what they're doing throughout the creative process, and offer them help with the spiritual side, with the creative side. And most of all, we have a community of psychic artists now from all corners of the earth, and we support each other and we feed each other's creativity, and it is a superb community full of love and full of beauty. I just love the energy that has somehow been created just from these artists getting together and speaking and painting their truth.
That is so inspiring. So thank you so much, Ros. And let's see now if we can be in touch with you a bit more often now. So, all right, Oz, bye for now, and we'll see you.
It has been a great pleasure, Mary. Goodbye.
Bye now.